a light for revelation to the Gentiles, and the glory of your people Israel. This revelation is not just for Simeon, nor is it just for God's chosen people, Israel. It is for all the world. And moreover, this revelation is not just a message from the outside about God to us. It is a message about ourselves. A couple verses later, Simeon prophesies to Mary that the thoughts of many hearts will be revealed. People's response to Jesus tells us about who they are and how they are related to God. We learn not just a story that's abstract and apart from us when we are face to face with Jesus, but we are forced to reckon with our own thoughts, our own hearts, and our own response to this amazing gift. Second, an international Messiah. This doesn't necessarily sound on the surface like a contradiction in terms, but really these two words go together about as much as jumbo shrimp. The international is not the image that the Jews had of their Messiah. He was to be their national hero, the one who would save Israel. And that anticipation is seen throughout this whole passage. I forgot to count the number of times that Luke reminds us that Joseph and Mary are performing this rite of dedication according to the law of Moses, according to the custom, according to the tradition, according to the law. The phrase gets repeated again and again. It's identifying Jesus very much as a Jew with the people of Israel, the chosen people of God. And through the whole history of Israel, there has been this promise that the seed of Abraham will be a blessing to all the nations. But that is not always what was anticipated, especially in this time in the first century when Israel was under the Roman oppression and hoping for liberation from their Gentile oppressors. To hear again that this is a salvation in the sight of all people, a light of revelation for the Gentiles, not just for God's people. It starts among Israel. It is the consolation of Israel and the redemption of Jerusalem, but it goes beyond that to those of us who are not of that heritage, to the whole world. A saving stumbling block. Simeon tells Mary that this child will be for the falling and rising of many in Israel. Again, the response that we each have to this revelation is not necessarily going to be great joy, great celebration. There is a cost, there is a challenge that this child brings. Simeon tells Mary that a sword will pierce your own soul too. This word of comfort that Simeon was looking forward to, the scripture tells us that he was looking to the consolation of Israel. This echoes back to Isaiah, "Comfort, O comfort my people, says your God." But this comfort is not without a price. It is not a comfort that is separated from the sinful world in which we still live. The cost of this comfort will be the death of this child and ultimately his resurrection. But his mother, his family, those who are near to him and who love him will not see his life as a straightforward victory and celebration the way that many were hoping this Messiah would come and just wipe out the oppressors and change the world. This is a Messiah who saves by dying. And it is in that way that this Messiah brings an ongoing completion. That Simeon here rejoices that he has seen God's salvation, and now he tells the Lord, you can dismiss me in peace. You've promised to keep me alive until I see your salvation, and now I have. And all he's seen is an infant. He hasn't seen the end of the story. He hasn't seen how it unfolds, and he probably won't in this lifetime, given that his prayer anticipates his apparently imminent departure. And Anna, for her part, would have to be something over 110 years old by the time the crucifixion and resurrection come around. So you figure if she'd still been around, someone would have mentioned it. These two people, this is what they see of the fulfillment of the promise, is this baby. They don't stick around for the complete unfolding, and yet Simeon says that I have seen your salvation. And Anna runs off to tell all of those who have been waiting for the redemption of Jerusalem about this baby, that this pre-taste, this bit of the final story is enough for them to embrace and celebrate. And in that way, we are like Simeon and Anna. We can take them as our models. From this side of Calvary, we know so much more than they could imagine about how the gospel would unfold, how this baby would grow up to give himself for us so that we could be reconciled to God, so that we could participate in God's new creation and be bearers of his message of hope to the whole world. We know that part of the story, but we don't know how any of our own stories end. We don't know how this is going to unfold. Just as Mary at that moment did not know what was awaiting for her, what the experience of a sword piercing her own soul would be. We, like Simeon and Anna and Mary and Joseph, are in a position to wait and watch, to fast and pray, but also to rejoice and celebrate in the knowledge that the salvation of God has come to us. It has been made visible to us, and we have been invited to participate in it. Like Anna, who told those who were awaiting the redemption of Israel, we have the opportunity to tell those who may not even know what it is that they're waiting for. We don't have to know all the answers, how the whole story unfolds, to be witnesses like Simeon and Anna of this story that began at Christmas, but is still going on and will continue to go on until the consummation and forever as we gather around the throne and celebrate this great gift. Christmas is not the end of the story. It is only the beginning. Our hymn is on page 198 in our hymnal.